Hi, everybody. Rachel and I are here together. We're so excited. It feels like the energy is really, really good right now. So, we're going to talk about the quest that we've been on as a group. And we're both excited that the quest is like getting to a point where it feels much, much better. And I am very excited about that. How are you,
Yeah,
Rachel?
yeah, I'm doing well. I came a cropper last week because I was in a sauna. I got talking too much, but yeah, I got a bit dehydrated, and then of course you don't think of the right things to do sometimes when you're not very well. So I'm bouncing back now. I'm utterly fine, but it is a quest though, isn't it? I think when you have a question, it ends up being a quest. So this is like the Lord of the Rings, isn't it, for
Yeah,
humanity? We're in the middle of it. With
right. And
Dark.
we're all like Frodo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're the little people. Yeah, we were talking just off air about the map of the old world. I think there's a really nice map from 1590. I don't know if anyone has access to that. I've seen images of it on somebody's video, but there is an island. So there's the black magnetic rock in the middle, and then there's four islands around it. And the bottom right hand corner one, it says pygmies, and it has some illustration about pygmies living there. But yeah, I do think like we are like the little Frodos of this world because it's just full of giants and like all their um it's the graveyard of the giants, isn't it? Really?
It is. Yeah. And there's some that are still hiding, but there's
Mm.
so many that we're basically looking at all day long. I know here living in the mountains, like I'm always seeing stuff that looks like giants or some sort of giant animal. And
What a
it's really fun, but it's kind of sad too.
Yeah, well, it's super sad that they're not here or they're hiding. What are the giants? Is it squats?
Sasquatch?
Sasquatch. There we go. Thank you. Because I watched this program about them and they showed this moon coming down, and these Sasquatches would hop out of it and do whatever they were doing. But they would also, as they were walking around, they could literally draw the portal and walk into it, and they were gone.
Yeah. That I think they can totally do. I don't feel like they have a spaceship. I think they just travel
Oh.
portals, but they may. I mean, there might be some of them that do, because if you look at Chewbacca, he
Mm.
was totally a Sasquatch.
Oh, really?
Yeah, Star Wars and Chewbacca, it's totally
Oh, yes.
Sasquatch.
Ah, yes. I never really got into the Star Wars stuff. I really liked Star Trek.
Me too.
Jean-Luc Picard. I liked
Yeah,
him. I liked his mannerisms and I liked the way that he tackled things. I think more than anything. I think there was a divinity to him and yeah, he would be the conspiracy theorists as well, wouldn't he?
totally. We love the conspiracy theorists.
Yeah, and we were joking about this earlier because I got asked, like for the projects, say who would be my audience, as in who would want to do the projects and so I was being asked this question from a coach, and I was like, well, I really would love to help, I think the best people are the conspiracy theorists because at least they know what's going on in this world.
Mhm. Yeah,
We know that there's aliens and we know that, we're having communications with them, whether it's telepathic or whether it's downloads or whether it's, connections and transmission, whatever it is. There is so much going on, which is fabulous. It's wonderful. But we were also, we were quashed at the beginning of all this 2020 nonsense. And, it was so it would be really lovely to help each other, on this quest, for humanity. And I think since, we have been at the forefront. I mean, whenever there is dis-ease or whether there is disharmony or pain, you work through it and you get through it. And together, yes, we are stronger. And we went through that pain of the 2020 stuff, all that nonsense. And so I think now we are understanding or have a fairly good grasp of what is really needed in this world, because we know utopia exists, and it
Yes.
is, yes, it is from within, and then we make it without in that
Mhm.
sense, and we create this abundance, and it's the joy of, the butterfly world, who wants to do what in this world, and it could be the smallest thing or the biggest thing, and it doesn't really matter, because money isn't going to be the issue. It literally is going to be the conscious co-creators and building this dream world in which, we're meant to be in, because we're going to be here for like 800 years, whatever it is, 200, if we want to be.
As long as
Not
you
everybody
want.
wants.
Yeah.
Yeah, not everybody wants to, and that's fine
No.
as well. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
But it's it's a divine environment, where we can create. But when we've gone through the nonsense, then we understand it. We see it for what it is, and we can take the best of it and run with it. Like flipping run. Let's
Yeah.
go.
It's so time too. And I think we're kind of at that peak point right now. And there's a lot of stuff happening. Like
Mm,
it's continuously happening. And I keep getting it's gonna keep speeding up again. Because it kind of slowed down a little bit in November or in Mercury retrograde. Everybody was like healing some sort of big thing. And now we're kind of coming out of that. So it's going to start to speed up again. And we have a lot to do to like basically rebuild after things shift. And they're not going to shift in a catastrophic way, but they're going to shift in a pretty big way, it feels like, over the next few months.
mm. Well, there's the 19th of December is the new moon. It's also the closest that the three eye atlas is coming to us. And I've had all these, like, my third eye has just never stopped.
Yeah.
Literally never stopped. But I think the magic, and oh, actually, on that note, did you hear about Four Eye Atlas, the mothership coming?
No, that's new. Yeah, let's hear about that.
I heard, because apparently the Three Eye Atlas is just the scouting ship,
Yeah,
and
I get
Four Eye
yes.
Atlas
I'm
and
getting
Four
yes.
Eye. Okay, interesting. And it's just literally, it's just entering our solar system right now.
It's humongous.
It's 100 times the size of Three Eye Atlas, at least. Yeah. So they're
Wow.
saying that it's like Three Eye Atlas, maybe like size of Manhattan. Oh, I have no idea how big I do remember LA being
It
absolutely
feels like
ginormous.
it's
I
as
mean, how?
big as what the moon is supposed to be,
Oh gosh. Okay.
because the moon is really just like a dinner plate, really,
Yeah.
like a thick dinner plate that you could,
It,
yeah, it's a luminary,
well,
but
it's
that's
thick iron as
exciting.
well, which is why it's so magnetic as the moon. It's just a lump of iron, literally. I think, wasn't it put here from a catastrophe that happened on Earth? And it was literally just to kind of like sort out our environment to stabilize it?
I
No.
don't think it's stabilizing anything. I think it's kind of like a way station.
Yeah. I get that
Yeah.
now. Absolutely. I think they've
Yeah.
taken advantage of it.
Did it
Everyone's-
stabilize? It might have helped with that. The black rock that you were talking about in the middle of it kind of counterbalanced that a little bit, it feels like,
Hmm,
but it's only
interesting.
for this area. It was brought in for this area, and they used it for a lot of different things. And one of them was
Mm.
to take the Earth cycles and pretend that they belong to the moon.
Yeah.
So
Maybe it was wishful thinking on my part.
now I think it was, I mean, at one point it did stabilize, but it also
Yeah.
was pretty nefarious. There's a lot of
Yeah.
nefarious stuff. It's very pretty. It's like, I call it like the biggest nightlight that
Okay,
exists.
okay.
Yeah.
Because there's I think apparently you can ask NASA for like a good image of the moon, and then is it Schroeder? You know, Schrodinger's, is it Schrodinger's cat? Um, there's a
Telescope?
can't think of the word, crater. There's a crater
Oh, yeah,
that's
yeah.
named after Schroeder, basically, and you can ask NASA for the high res images of it. And in the corner down at the bottom, there's like this big Nazi base, basically, where they've been doing all this nefarious stuff. But there's lots of different bases all over that moon. I mean,
Oh, yeah.
yeah,
And a
yeah.
lot of
Anyway,
ships go in and out, and it's thick. Like it's not like
yeah,
a thin dinner plate, it's thick, but it's like a disc up there.
yeah,
So they have a lot of different things going on, but it's also a way station to the actual Anunnaki ship that a lot of people see, especially on one of the passes here. So Wolf's Creek Pass is always they're always filming it, and it looks like the Death Star in Star Wars with the like the little dimples and everything around it. I can't think of like a ball that looks like that, but it's round and it's got little dimples that
yeah.
go in that are circular. Yeah.
Okay. Because there's also pyramids on the moon. Anyway.
Yeah.
We weren't even going to talk about the moon, but I don't know where that
No.
came from. But I suppose on a fun note, we've been busy here creating different bowls with different
Oh,
colours,
fun.
and I've got the most incredible tablecloth, thanks to a
Yeah, I'm
friend,
gonna
Polly.
share that picture you sent me this morning.
Oh,
So these are the magnetic bowls,
yeah,
and
there we go.
we're not doctors, so but they're very nice for the body. And you have a lot of iron in the blood too. So think about that. And what is a magnet going to do for you? There's a lot of people that work with magnets, but this is in such a nice cymatic pattern.
Mm,
So,
yeah.
yeah,
And
they're
also
really
we've got
cool.
copper in the blood.
Oh,
And if you think of,
yeah.
yeah, if you think of, I mean, copper, I've been researching this quite a lot actually recently, but the amount of copper that we have, because there's been like they've fortified like cereals, flour, all sorts with additional iron, iron. And we've got this toxicity overload of iron in the body, and it
Yeah.
gets rid of the copper in the body. So if people can drink from copper, absolutely perfect, because it also has an electromagnetic effect. So nearby here we've got this place called Fylingdales, all the big round white golf balls and things, and it's where they generate and create all the weather, and all that nonsense. But this one is like some weird pyramid, but just near it they've built, and it looks like a huge pylon, and it's bigger than any pylon around. They've built it out of copper. They're trying to keep it secret, like they don't want anyone filming it, but it's massive, is this thing. And it's that is electroculture. You send, something up essentially, because the every meter you go up is the potential of additional voltage. And
Mhm.
what you're doing is, when you create these antennas, is that you're bringing that energy down into the ground.
And
And
tensor rings.
ooh la
Yeah.
la.
So I like to put my some of my crystals in the middle of that. So these guys
I
get to
love
live
it.
in there.
I love it.
Yeah.
But magnets have an effect. In fact, that's how you can create energy and electricity. So it's, they use copper, they use magnets.
Mhm.
I don't understand it, but that there is something.
Perpetual motion.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Yeah,
Mhm.
perpetual motion, exactly. But there is something to copper, and I think it is probably one of, well, not probably, it is one of those beautiful metals, that,
Yeah,
is going to go up skyrocketing in
it
price,
will.
literally. Yeah,
Copper, gold,
yeah,
and silver. Silver is
yeah.
over $60 today. Somebody sent me that.
Can I just show you something else?
Yeah.
Is it really? Is it
Yeah.
gone up that much? Gosh. Well, this is
Fun.
because basically what we can do is we can mix and match these as well. So
I like that. That's
yeah.
fun.
And then
Yeah.
there's purple, like purple and grey is really nice together, actually, I think. And then the orange, I mean, there's depending on what colour car you might have or
Right.
I
We were
thought
just
grey
talking
and
about how we want a yellow car today. Those are pretty. It's pretty. You
yeah,
might as well have
yellow.
fun with all your stuff. That's what I
Oh,
think. Yeah.
yeah, absolutely. And then we've
Oh, right. Your pineal gland on a stick.
we are multi-sold.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Oh, it's funny.
Oh, brilliant. It's just good to have a laugh, isn't it? And I've got a magnet on me anyway, but the black one, I'm we I don't know if this is like a colloquialism from this area, but we wanted people to be bowled over. That's
I don't think they say that in the US too much, but it is something that used to be a saying. Yeah.
yeah,
They're
bowled
bowled
over.
over by this
Bowled
person.
over.
Yeah.
Tony just came up with that one. I was like, that's a brilliant saying. I like that one. But
It
yeah,
is
and then you
beautiful.
charge up your crystals and everything in the magnetic bowls. But yeah. So yeah, so we've been having fun. But there are some like there's the turquoise because I thought these were the same color, but one is
Oh, yeah. They're awesome.
you can't put them
They
together.
match my shirt.
They do make me giggle. They make me a bit nervous sometimes, especially with two of them. They're a bit yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, there's a certain kind of magnet. I can't remember what it's called, but it's extremely strong. And that might be what's in the bowls because it definitely like you get gloves
Oh,
and everything when you get them in the mail. But it you cannot separate them if they get stuck together. I
no.
can't remember the name of it, but we got like a roll of them in the
Neodymium.
yeah, those. Yeah,
Yeah, that's what
it
these
was
are. Yeah.
crazy. Yeah. I'm like, I don't think it's gonna work out. I was like to my husband, I'm like, I think they're stuck now. Trying to take them out of the package.
Because if you literally, if I mean, depending on the thickness of the metal, like people thought that when you'd step into the car, of course, you'd be slammed against the door, but that's not actually so because the metal's very thin. Now, if you were against a safe, that is really thick, then it would want to slam up against it. And if you did get a bowl and slam it up against the safe, you wouldn't be able to take it off. It is the weight of two people basically that you're trying to pull off. You can slide it off, and which is why I had to do the videos, but we've actually changed the packaging so they're I thought I'd have some fun with this actually because they're in a tin, within a tin, within a box, within a box, within a bag. So I thought I could write hidden, 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 hidden rainbow, and then hidden, 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 hidden rainbow, and then hidden, hidden, hidden rainbow.
Yeah,
Anyway, I'm
I
being
think
silly,
that's
but yeah.
fun. It's like those little nesting dolls. Then
Yes,
you finally
exactly.
find what you're
It is.
looking for in there.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. And
Yeah.
in fact, there was I came up with this little revelation and I was telling Honey this before, but when we have fun, we create a funnel. So we are our own unicorn. We're our own
Yeah.
unicorn. Yeah.
An
I mean, obviously
energetic
they exist.
unicorn.
Oh, it's just magic. What a magic world. I mean, literally.
Look at
But
me
it
like
is when
this.
I can sticky fun.
Funny.
It actually came in I was sent some flowers and it was in the middle of it. And I was like, this is perfect. I love it. I have to show that to Honey.
I thought it was like your project. You glued it.
Oh my goodness. But I mean, it is so important to have a bit of fun. It really is. And it's and actually moving on from that into like the projects and stuff, because if we can have fun and we can think of a butterfly world or the healing centers centers or the schools or there are so many different things. And I watched, and I think, honey, you've seen this documentary of this school in Russia where children teach each other. And it wasn't necessarily, a group of, whatever it is, 10-year-olds all talking together. It's multifaceted. And this one chap said that he was trying to understand, he was at university or something, and he was trying to understand, I don't know, he was at A level. Anyway, whatever it was, he was trying to understand cell division, and his lecturer was trying to teach him and trying to explain it to him, but he still couldn't get it. But in this school, an 11-year-old, it kind of, it described it to him, but in a way in which he understood it, and then he got it. And he was like, but, it was an 11-year-old that taught me, so, but we've all got, there is a passion within us, and we just align, we attune to those kind of frequencies. And it's like we just understand it in its whole instance. Like, I suppose like when you're telepathically kind of, I don't know, I think I do it sometimes, or maybe a lot of the time, that I just understand how somebody's body's working, or that they may have done something that wasn't necessarily good for their bodies. And that was the case today. Someone had 2020, I think that's what we're going to call it. Or was it 2021? I don't know when it came out.
It was
But
2020,
they,
I
yeah,
think. Yeah.
they've done, but they didn't think that that was a bad thing. Oh, it was only the first two, and I was like, oh my goodness, no, no. Anyway, but there's so much that can be done with fun, and fun then creates your funnel, and it's just the endless possibilities of everything that exists and everything that is, and the water that goes through us, that it's been through goodness knows how many, of these amazing masters in this world, and oh, but it kind of reminds me of, Vida Austin, and she talks about when she did the experiment, is God in the water? Um, and she came up with all these hieroglyphs, and the autists, the autistic people that like to be called autists, they said that every single line in that whole thing, they were all portals. So when we align, and it goes back to then my, that the snowflake, and when we align and we are that conduit, we are the light beings, and we can yes, we can heal ourselves, but yes, we are a portal to everything else. And another thing struck me, that when we die, the body physically becomes lighter because water comes out. And that is the memory of the water. It's our soul. We are part of that water. It
Yeah.
exists within us. And the vapor comes out when we die, when we've decided to go to the other side and stay there, and when we're not being re-recruited to come back with an additional skill.
I don't remember how much it is. I think it's like 2 ounces, maybe, or 0.2 ounces, but everybody, as soon as they pass, they become lighter.
So interesting. So
Yeah.
interesting. And it is because water is, holds the memory, holds so many things. And also, when we're drinking something, so I've got a blue bottle here. So I've had it in the sunshine.
Nice.
Um, and the sunshine also structures water. But what was I going to say? I can't remember what I was going to say now. I was talking about the blue.
Bodies, maybe.
Um, no, it'll come back to me. It'll come back to me. I'm on a quest.
Okay.
Yeah. But water, I mean, it's so fascinating in so many different ways. But it
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 really
captures
is.
my yeah, it captures my imagination, and maybe that's because I'm from Lemuria.
Yes. Yeah. You're
Yeah.
definitely a Lemurian soul, which is amazing. And that all has to do with water. And that's why you manifest so many things in water, you know, um,
Mm-hmm.
which is so much fun. There was
Yeah.
one thing I was going to say too that popped up the other day, how we have all these parallels, like everybody has different parallels. A lot of them are Earth parallels. And a lot of us have bodies that we, basically used when we were here. And some of them may be near where you're at. I know that I have one that's nearby. And it's a giant body. So just kind of, it feels kind of weird to think of it that way because time doesn't really exist. So you also have simultaneous lifetimes going on different versions of Earth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Multiple. Yeah. And it's then how we then interact with this world enables us to then move up or down, whether you say it's up or down. I mean, I would say that the positive thinking, the joy, that creating your own fun funnel enables you to move into higher realms where, there are more possibilities even potentially. Because you never know where anything goes, do you? The
No.
ripples, there's always a ripple effect of everything, every conscious decision that we make. It's like, we are the sunshine. And I went to visit a farm yesterday with the guys that want to do a project here. I can't run it for them, so but I'm here to light the fire and instigate it. I'm the
Oh,
manifestor fire starter. So, so
good.
I went up with them, and one of the girls was, she dad's just died, and she wasn't very happy, and I was like, look, I said, I feel you, I'm not here to stop you crying. I said, but you are the sunshine. Did you know that you are the sunshine? And, the sun doesn't turn around and say, oh, just be careful, I'm gonna, I hope I'm not gonna stop shining, because we are all the sun, we were made, whether we were made in God's image or however you say it, we have water running through us and God is in the water, or, our higher selves, for whatever it is.
Yeah,
So there is this absolute infinity of divinity within us.
totally. I wonder if that's why they suppress the color yellow.
Ooh,
That just occurred to me. So
did
we were just
they?
talking about yellow and how awesome it is,
Yeah.
but you don't see it very often. Yeah,
Ah.
interesting.
Interesting. And blue LEDs took years to come out because I had good friends that were creating these like 3D Christmas trees. They were like experiential things, but there was no blue LEDs. And when blue LEDs came out, I mean, this must have been like around the year 2000 or something. But it was like the revelation. Maybe it was in the late 1990s, I don't know. But I just remember being so excited for them because they've got blue LEDs finally.
It's funny.
When they didn't exist. It's crazy, isn't it? And
Yeah.
that was only 25 years ago. Yeah. I mean, look how far we've come, and it's phenomenal, really. I was chatting to a coach today, and he's a coach from 2017. Because I did a speech in front of 2,500 people, but I needed a coach in order to like create my speech and like what was I going to talk about in front of 2,500
Good. Good
people?
job. Yeah.
Well, I think I've always, I don't know if everybody's like this, yeah, but if I ever have a fear, it's the first thing I ever want to sort out. That I figured out that I had a fear of deep water. So I ended up doing surfing and then I ended up doing diving, and diving was divine because, I mean, maybe also because I'm from Lemuria and it just felt like angels were there, like, oh, it was just divine. It was
Yeah.
beautiful. Definitely much better in tropical waters. But yeah, any time I have a fear, I want to conquer it. That's all I want to do. I'm just head set on conquer fear. Because if we're not afraid of anything, then nothing stops us. Now, literally, I used to, and I think because Janine gave a lovely story about being afraid of the dark. And
Oh,
I
yeah.
used to be afraid. And it was only in the last 5 years that I've sorted out my fear of the darkness because I was afraid of death, and I was afraid
Mhm.
of, whatever they, rapists, all these fears that they conjure in. And, like everywhere in the countryside is going to be dangerous because nobody can hear you. And it's like this. I wish I'd never watched Jaws because they're such magical beings as sharks.
I know.
Hmm.
Yeah. Yeah,
But
that movie was really awful.
yeah, so
Yeah.
so nasty, so nasty. But we are meant to conquer our fears because if nothing can, if nothing makes us frightened, we have nothing to be afraid of. And so yeah, it's quite dreamy, really, not to have any fears. And sometimes, I do catch myself like, but then why am I afraid? What is it? What is it in me that is making me afraid at this moment? Is it the fear of death? Because there is no such thing. Yes, there is a fear of, that I would like to stay here and I would like to help humanity, and that I have a mission, to help humanity and help fund all these projects and let's get to, that utopia that we all understand, envisage, and can co-create together. I can't do it on my own, but but since I've conquered so many of my fears, it does make it quite a beautiful journey.
Mhm. Yeah, it really does. When I had that near death experience when I was a kid, it was such a amazing thing after that. I never really worried at all about almost anything after that.
Yeah,
I got irritated by things still, but I didn't worry about them, like, ooh,
yeah.
this is going to happen or that's going to happen. I'm so scared. Like, it never entered my mind because what's the worst that could happen? You could go home and not have to do this game anymore that we're in, And
There's a blue orb that just appeared above your head.
oh, really? Oh, that's fun.
It was on my wall up above your head though when you were saying. But that
Oh,
I think your platform, the stepintoyourpower.com, I think is magical, because there is emotionally so much to learn. There's so much about this world to learn because if we don't understand, what's happened, what's gone wrong in the past, how can we fix or how can we never repeat them? And then I was also being asked by my coach, Coach Jeffrey. He's American. I love him. But he was saying, um, so how do you figure out, what projects then? And I was like, well, it depends on the project plan. It depends on the financials. It does depend on these things because it is a loan. And but I was also thinking, the stepintoyourpower.com does enable, people to come together, because that's our strong point. If you can come together with anyone that's local in your vicinity, and the simplest thing, a hug. A hug is magical. And do you know how many people in this world there are that just don't get hugs? And
so
it
many.
is a beautiful thing. Yeah, exactly. So if we can connect, I mean, your platform is free. I mean,
Yeah,
that is thank you, honey. It's beautiful that you've got that platform that people can come together, they can grow and learn, and they can meet each other. You can start creating things together because you have a similar mindset. If the truth, I mean, the projects, the whole thing, the umbrella is called LIT, which stands for Live in Truth. So, and we're here to share the truth to the world, and there will be no issue with money. But, and I'm working with a guy down south who's doing, he's called the Bowler Hat Farmer. There's him, there's another chap up in Scotland that's doing loads of stuff with what she called Barbara O'Neill, and he's building 1,000 homes for people. But he's doing that also as connecting all the farmers. But the bowler hat farmer is trying to educate the farmers and help them. And he was threatened with his life, and then he had the third phone call was just if you've been threatened, just to let you know that the threat has now been neutralized. And it's just there's also beings that are helping us. So
Oh yeah.
There's the plasma gas giants, isn't there? They're both of them, either side of the sun, are 10 times the size of the Earth, both of them. I mean, that is phenomenal. And I pulled out yesterday in my car and I should have crashed. I mean, how on earth I didn't crash, I don't know. Because I think, we're being we're being protected somehow. And I was like, I had to breathe in. Not that that makes any effect to the car, but it made me feel better. Um, but I don't know. There's are there any like food projects that you are aware of in your area or anything like that?
I know a lot of people have food projects planned, and I have somebody, that's in my soul group, and we're all like in contact at this point, a lot of us.
Yeah, yeah.
And she's planning that, and her knowledge is amazing when it comes to food and growing food, and like it's almost like ringing cedars type knowledge. So
Okay.
she's, yeah, really brilliant, can make anything grow.
Oh
So
wow.
those kind of things, they're definitely happening. And then I have another friend who wants to do hemp. And I was going to do hemp, but I'm like, well, I'll just help you do hemp because I don't really want to get too involved in the hemp
No.
because I have this other thing going on. So we're all starting to really plan right now.
Mm.
And that's another thing that's going on in Step Into Your Power is Ascension Mastery. And part of Ascension Mastery is how to ascend and how to like help yourself ascend faster and in a more like kind way to yourself. But then the other
Mm.
part of it is projects and how to do a project, how to talk to your project or your business because it's actually a piece of your consciousness. So are you talking to it? Are you asking what is going to work best for it? Are you, doing the consciousness work that goes along with it? And are you doing the physical, like stuff too? Are you planning it out? Are you getting what you need for it? It's kind of just one thing after another, like showing people steps and doing that. So we're building that part of it out, and we're doing a lot of meetings when it comes to really utilizing your gifts and changing things. So things are really good right now. And I feel like we're about to have a really big moment. And then probably sometime next year, we'll be starting to really roll out projects,
Yeah.
So I can't wait. I'm so excited.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, we're in the middle of a storm here. It glitched very slightly there.
Oh,
We've got 50-mile-an-hour winds and rain and the whole shebang.
crazy.
We're cloud busting continuously pretty much at the moment. There's deployment after deployment. But it's they're throwing all they can, just it's the last finale, isn't it?
I think we are in the last finale, especially with weather stuff, because our weather is supposed to be more like a terrarium, and we'll get there.
Mm.
But all of the information is now coming out all over the place about weather being messed with. And I'm
No.
just watching my words a little bit, and people not appreciating that anymore. And I think there's even a movie that just came out about it.
Oh, I like your movie recommendation. I've been watching, oh God, what was that one? The mermaid one.
Oh, Lady
Miss
in the Water?
Lady in the Water. Yes, that was lovely. I really liked that one. And the eagle at the end.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
amazing. And we Richard actually tapped into those beings
Oh,
not too
really?
long ago, and we're gonna do a show about them.
Oh, I
But
love it.
yeah, they're really happy, and they used to communicate with humanity all the time, and they haven't been able to for a long time. I think that guy, M. Night Shyamalan, he's probably channeling in a lot of information that's very important. I don't really know if he knows that, but he's very like an open channel. Yeah.
Interesting. Yeah. No, absolutely. I like Richard. He's lovely.
Oh yeah, Richard is so fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love his
He's
energy. Oh,
got
and I
the
think lots
best
of people
attitude.
do. Yeah,
Mhm.
exactly. Absolutely. And the pronunciation of his words, because English isn't his first language, is it?
Right. Mm-mm.
Is yeah. I mean, yeah. Most English people don't speak any other languages, and yeah, English was my second language, and German, yeah, German was my third. But yeah, there isn't that many people that can. But I love the fact that you've got this mastery stuff on your platform that helps
Yeah.
people with their projects. That's amazing.
Yeah.
Wow. And then there's Lewis Herms in California who's running for governor at the moment. So Honey and I, we met him in Ireland, didn't we?
Yeah.
At Mark Atwood's event. In fact, Mark Atwood, in fact, a big shout out for Mark Atwood's products because I've been using this hydrogen, well, you call it an ionizer, but it's like a big black kettle.
Oh,
But it's but I was using this like £15 thing from eBay basically, and it's the toxicity from it isn't necessarily, amazing for you, but his products do that they're good quality products. I
yeah.
think that's what I'd say. And he doesn't sell the cheap, nasty stuff, which yeah, I think that's fabulous. I think that's really good. And he has these retreats on in Ireland. And if anyone, can go to Ireland, and it's a beautiful place. The energy on the island is glorious. He does
Yeah.
incredible retreats and things, but and some of the people. So Lewis was going on a retreat. Excuse me, I've got a frog in my throat tonight. And
Yeah.
so he's running for governor in California at the moment.
Mhm.
So and he's quite lively on X. So if people want to go and support him on X, because he wants to sort out, all the child abuse, the trafficking. Oh gosh, and he's being very vocal about it actually, which I think is really quite good because, well, it's not quite good, it's flipping amazing because nobody else is. No one is bringing out the real questions, that we have we're facing, because
Yeah.
there's so much actually to clean up. We can talk about, amazing projects and things. Um, and a conversation I had recently also about communities, and that you could have communities, but the people that want to move straight into a community is almost like they want other people to fix their problems. So I think if anything, if you create a community, it's to create the healing and the retreats first.
Mhm.
So that would be my first protocol. What do you think?
Yeah. So my project is going to be healing the arts, so all forms of creativity, and then self-sustainability. So learning how to build your own home, how to create free electricity, and all of those things, like learning all that stuff. And that will become a community center eventually for a community because
Mm,
people need to learn how to communicate first, and they also need to learn how to be sovereign because a lot of
mm,
people are still like feeling like they need other people to do things for them. And
yeah.
sure, we're going to do stuff with each other and, exchange things and stuff like that. But you need to know that you're okay within yourself and that
Mm,
you can totally survive on your own and be safe and be happy. I mean, that's sovereignty. It's like self responsibility. And
yeah.
communication and self responsibility have to come into fruition first. And I would say November was very intense when it came to the inner child and sovereignty. So a lot of people actually got the clue, like it really came in, their inner child decided to be sovereign because the soul has always been sovereign. So that wave went through. Now, it didn't hit everybody. So that doesn't mean that every timeline is sovereign at this point, but they will
Mhm.
become sovereign. And when they are, then it's time to come into a community. Because I grew
Yeah.
up in a hippie community and it was so dysfunctional. And everyone wanted this person needs to do this for me, or I'm the
Yeah.
boss of this community, or
Wow.
whatever. And it was like I was going to the meetings, the community meetings, and I was 12. And I remember just being so irritated and saying basically, this isn't really that hard. Why don't you just do it this way? And everybody looking at me like, why are you talking? It's like,
Wow.
yeah.
Wow.
So it was just really interesting to be in a dysfunctional community. So it's very important that they get created the proper way and that
Yes.
everybody's sovereign that's there.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And how I described it was if we just build communities, we're doomed.
Oh yeah, it's not time yet. They
Yeah.
people need to learn who they are first.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
And also, and like, people have bought land and, they want to do the self-sufficiency thing, which is brilliant. And I love that. But then their friends aren't coming to help them because their friends also have lives and they need to make money and they need to put food on the table or they need to, whatever it is, they have children. There's all sorts of different things and different reasons why people need to, have money to exist at the moment. And it's not a bad thing. But, when we do these projects, people need to be paid,
Yeah,
you know.
absolutely
So
need to be
there's
paid.
there's that side of it. So then there's the how do we then provide something so beautiful that people want to help and want to, generate the money side of it because there are people that want no interest have no interest in money and I get that and that's fine but there are people that really love it and are really good at manifesting and really good at the creative side and they're the ones that are then in that position that are enabling that to happen but then the people that want nothing to do with the money I mean yeah, there's because I've got friends in my local area, but they don't they haven't registered the land or anything, and they're kind of there are issues with it, but they've got their own place, and they're happy. And that's all they
Yeah.
want. They don't want to have these big ideas. And it's not for everybody. I get that completely. But what I was saying to her was or them was if you don't want any part of that, then don't be part of that because it's not your joy. If
Yeah,
somebody like takes it as if somebody tells me that something isn't possible, I will prove that it is possible. I'll just get
exactly.
on get on my little
It's
high horse.
totally possible. Totally
Yeah.
possible. I remember I think I was a freshman in high school, and we were getting ready to move to a different community because where we were at, like I was sick all the time because they were spraying all the time,
Mm.
all these different chemicals for the farms. So we moved, but every single community that we checked out was weird. Like there was always something weird going on there, and it just didn't feel functional.
Mm.
And they just don't feel that functional. And I think it's because we've been dysfunctional in
Yeah.
general and had a lot of baggage and stuff. So as we heal, we're more able to actually have an objective conversation and be responsible for our own part in it and not blaming everybody else. And
Yeah.
that's when the communities will really come into fruition. So I feel like that's for some places, maybe 10 years out. For
Yeah.
other places, small communities, maybe 5, but it's definitely work that needs to be done first.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And 2027, I think, is going to be the year that everything really starts to blossom, like
Oh, yeah.
properly. Yeah, because 2026 is going to be a bit of a mess. But that's when you get your head down, you knuckle down, and you get your project plan, and you envisage it, you dream it, you live it, you feel it, and you grow it, and then you grow it together as well, and get more and
Yeah.
more excited with each other. Because when you do get together and you're discussing all the ideas, I mean, there are so many possibilities, so many beautiful possibilities, but it is going to be down to the healing, and then the expansion from the healing, the retreat. I mean, we all need a flipping break, don't we?
Yeah. And it'll come in layers too. Like there'll
Yeah.
be somebody that, first you buy the land where you're going to do it, right? And next you put up your first building and you start to have smaller things and then it gets bigger and bigger and bigger and grows. 2026 is going to be a massive momentum year. A lot of stuff will get done, but it will
Mm,
be kind of chaotic because I think that there'll be a lot of different things getting done. There'll be interactions with Four Eye Atlas. There'll be interactions with beings that come from inner Earth. And there will be a lot of,
mm,
well, what do we do now? Everything just collapsed kind of energy, too. So there's
yeah.
going to be a lot of different changes that are happening. And people are going to have to kind of wade through the chaos of that. And if they're really excited about it, they're going to wade through it very easily. Whereas
Mm,
people that were really caught up in some of it, they will wade through it slower. So there'll also be layers of people. So, like maybe the one that's the dark blue pin will have their project up and running in 2026. And maybe these people will work there. And then this person, this group will maybe be like, well, we're getting ready to be able to work there or to go there, and then subsequently more and more groups will start to come in,
mm.
but when they're ready.
And maybe they'll join and get so inspired that they want to go
Yeah.
off and do something completely different or something similar, but in a different location. Yeah, there's
Yeah.
so much, isn't there? Yeah. Wow. But then, where do we or how do we cope with the ones that are kind of then coming up and coming up and coming up? But it's like holding the net for them so that,
Yeah,
build it, they will come, because that
exactly.
whatever they have, and once they see through that veil, and that everything is, we don't know what is going to collapse. I mean, there's going to be a large amount. I mean, anything that isn't built on solid foundations, which is kind of most of our society, basically. I think that's the fun part, really. I'm
Yeah,
looking forward to that.
I'm so excited.
It's like
Yeah.
been drumming up for so long. It's like, well, is it,
Mhm.
is it, is it finally happening? Is it finally happening? But yeah, I just got so sick of it. I just thought, do you know what? We just need to create. And it's taken me the year and a half to find the right way in which to make this happen, and for it to bounce in and out of this bank and it not go on their balance sheet. And so I then, we can do so much more. But yeah, it is literally going to be quite interesting next year, definitely. And it's getting so colossal, isn't it? And there is so much going on. And there are days that I'm so involved in like the projects, or I miss what's going on in the world, and then I hear
Yeah,
about something. It's like, oh, is there something happening? Is there something going down? And I find it exciting,
I do
because
too. I do a
I'm
little celebration.
yeah, is it going? Is it going?
Mhm.
Yeah, like I think there was something to do with the silver, and because the silver had gone up so much that the paper silver, they had basically said that they weren't going to fulfill it until like March next year. And then Janine, I think, had done the cards that they weren't even going to get there, whatever it was just going to be lost, basically, that it wasn't ever going to be fulfilled. And I was like, okay, so this is the start of it. This is the start of it potentially crumbling. But Yeah,
Yeah.
but hold your horses and stock up, because whether it's like 3 days, whether it's 2 months, a month, just make sure that, you're set up and yeah, you've got the reserves around and so that you can feel calm.
Yeah.
There's
Taking care of the nervous system is really important. And I do think it'll be a shorter duration for most people, more like the 3 days, but the bigger the city, it could take a
mm,
little longer. It just depends because it depends on how people behave
yeah.
and also how many NPCs are still present because they're not behaving very well.
Mm.
Like
Yeah, they're getting quite
yeah.
narky, quite quickly. There's a short fuse there, so be mindful not to upset people too
Yeah.
much, definitely.
Don't poke the NPC.
Non-player characters. But
Yeah.
it's such an interesting world, isn't it? Knowing about or just NPCs,
Mhm.
dragons, we can create our own funnel. There is a lot of magic about and just very quickly while I remember actually. So these you can interchange them, but you'd have to message us to say which colours you like. I'll pop the image of the tablecloth on the website so that you can have a look at the
Oh,
different
yeah.
images. We're not going to charge any more for different colors, because this is the season to be merry. And it is a little bit more work for us, but we love helping, and I think that is the joy to be of service to others in whatever capacity we can, you know. And actually, it reminds me of this little bit in the school where this girl's like, she said, she's watching her friend cleaning the floor and she just wants to get up and help her, And so they both clean the floor together. And it reminded me of Brazil because that's exactly what we'd do. We'd all my friends and we would go to each other's house and we'd just clean and it was really good fun and we'd sweep the drive and
Mhm.
but it was lovely, and it is to be of service. It doesn't really matter how big it is because you can that one hug, that one smile, that one little piece of, something that you can do to somebody else's life just enriches it, and
Yeah.
yeah, it's beautiful. It's a magical world at the moment, and
It
especially
really is.
when you get one on stick. But my
That's so
tablecloth
funny.
was thanks to Polly. So shout out and thank you to Polly for our glorious. It's two of them actually. I've got two
That is a
tables.
fabulous tablecloth. It's so perfect.
Amazing. It's,
Yeah.
it's, you couldn't actually. I mean, yeah, I don't know anything that would be any better. I mean, you could have a nice white, kind of clean, but it's the fun of it. I love color. I do love
Yeah.
color. It's
Just have
glorious.
fun. I love
Yeah.
to wear crazy, outrageous color. And it's so funny because I'm with someone who really hates that. Like, John would be wearing black, white, or gray at all times. And there I am in my tie dye looking like a crazy person. And he's just
I
like,
love it. But do you get compliments?
sometimes people are like, I wore this red sweatsuit and this shirt, I think, and then shoes that matched the shirt.
I
And I
love it.
looked so loud, like I was so loud. And I went and got a massage. And John's like, "You're wearing that?" He goes, "Yeah." I'm like, "Yeah. Do you want to come?" He's like, "Nope."
Oh, I love it. I
So
love it.
funny. Just have fun, you guys. Like, who cares? Just enjoy
Absolutely. Yeah.
yourself. Yeah,
Yeah. But it's being with like-minded people, which is why I think this step into your power that you've created, honey. I think it's
it's
beautiful.
really fun. Yeah.
And you can get these to help if people haven't seen me with these magnets before, then it helps with all sorts of different things. And you can
Yes, it does.
sleeping is amazing and headaches and yeah, yeah.
Yeah. I sleep with one in the bed. It's in the bed. John's like, your bowl. It's like coming over here by me. Like, what is this?
Did I not tell
So
you too?
fun. Yeah, but he doesn't use
Okay.
his at night. No.
Okay, okay. Well, you
No.
should use the other one at night for yourself then, because actually we are recommending for like chronic conditions to have two of them. We're
Right.
finding like so I there was this lovely friend, and she'd created this housing association, and created millions in order to set it all up. And so every so often she goes back to help this housing association. And she told me of this lady that, she's got fibromyalgia, she's got this, she's got that, but she helps all the other residents. She's like the mama. She's like the mama of
Mhm.
all of them. And I was like, oh, can I send her some bowls? And then, she could have one for herself and then she could hand one out, so that she can kind of like say, here you go, here's some help. And we send loads out for free because we're helping so many people, and such a joy. And
Mhm.
anyway, so I said, before she hands it out, I said, tell her to just use it kind of either side of the body, wherever it is, the opposite ends, basically, because it's almost like creating a battery of your body.
Yeah.
So
Because the
I said,
body is a salt battery.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So I initiate. So I asked her I said, put these either side of your hip, when she's sitting down, because she had no, it wasn't scoliosis, it was fibromyalgia and something else, but she was on ridiculous painkillers. And anyway, so she got them. She put them either side of her body, and then she was sleeping with one underneath her pillow and one wherever there was pain, basically. And she's come off all her painkillers.
Oh.
She's sleeping like a baby. She doesn't have this. And I've been speaking to people with fibrom, and they've got this kind of, it's like static that builds up in the body. I mean, it's quite interesting, but the two bowls have been so helpful. She's come off all her painkillers. She's not having this breathing apparatus at night, in order to help
Oh,
us
yeah.
stop breathing, apparently.
Hmm.
you know um and what else was there? And she's waking up and feeling refreshed, and that she's got energy to do things, which has never ever been the case. And it's just these little stories, that
Yeah.
we can help change people's lives. And I think, pain it does make people really rather craggy,
It
doesn't
does.
it?
It's hard. Yeah. And I don't really have that much,
No.
but anybody who does, like, it's really not fun. I noticed there was some kind of something going on yesterday and my head like detoxed and I ended up with a headache in the middle of the night. So there's
Oh,
a lot of detoxing of the pineal gland and the pituitary gland. And I think what we're doing right now is freeing up space for more information to start coming in. So if
yeah.
you've gotten like a lot of head stuff going on, that seems to be a really big symptom right now.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and people are suffering with tinnitus.
Yeah.
I mean, these bowls don't, I don't think they help with tinnitus specifically, but the nervous system is literally having an upgrade. But it's
Yeah.
also an opportunity. And like last year, I got Lyme's, and I was in extreme pain. But the beauty of it was that I spent most of the time outside of my body. I was in well, I was somewhere else basically. My body was just getting on with what it was good at getting on with, which was trying to fix itself basically. And I left it to it. And I was off in my dream world, 17 projects. I was still going for it. There was
Good.
no stopping me. But we can take everything as an opportunity. If somebody's ever arrested, you still got your breath. You've still got, we've still got, be thankful for whatever it is we've got. Your whole body doesn't work, but you can wiggle your big toe.
Yeah.
And if you can, like that, we can make the ends of our little fingers tingle. And if you can
Mhm.
do that, then you can make the whole body tingle. And then if you're making your whole body tingle, are you becoming aware of your whole body? And then what does that do then to the cells? And does that energize the cells? And are we then being able to enable ourselves to have their own charge? just because of what we're doing with this, and then we can start healing our bodies, and then we can, do the journeying, and it's
Oh,
just so exciting.
it is. It's really exciting. And we can do so much. I mean, we have so much energy that's flowing through us all the
Yeah,
time. Money is energy too. So try and
yeah,
remember that if you don't like money, like it keeps it from you. You want to be magnetic right now because we're going to use money for several more years. Eventually, we won't use it at all, but we will
yeah,
use it for quite a while. So let's be okay
yeah.
with it because you'll have plenty and you can exchange it and do all kinds of fun things with it.
Yes, exactly. I
Yeah.
did I did have a on the money front.
Oh,
I decided to do a little drawing. Now, if I can find it, here it is. There it is. So it was an illustration. I don't know if you can see what I've
oh
written.
yeah.
That it was just like, well, you could do it with money, yeah, or you could do it literally with, exchanging. Like somebody needs a
Yeah.
duck, or someone needs a chicken, or someone needs, something sewing up on their jacket, or, someone wants candles and I make candles, or there's, I've got a spring in my garden and I'd love, to have a party, a water party, that sounds rude, but I don't mean
Mhm.
it like that. But there's we can exchange with money, or we can exchange with what we have. Everybody wants something.
Yeah. Yeah. And eventually, I think we will just exchange and we'll
Yeah,
probably get really good at that with the communities when we learn how to talk to each other and not be
yeah,
triggered by each other and also not expect everybody to think exactly the same way that we do. That's
yeah,
really important too.
yeah. And actually, that Russian school is a really good example because they get up in the morning and they go and have a dip in the water. And they do that in summer and in winter. And it obviously gets cold in Russia. So
Oh, yeah.
yeah. But they built their own school. They grow their own food. They eat and cook for themselves. I mean, it's phenomenal. So I'll send
Yeah, I'll put
Honey the
it
link as
below.
well because I
Mm.
found it on YouTube, so we can share it and people can have a look at that as well. It's so nice to be inspired. So
It is.
lovely.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
kids are going to have such a different life as we go through this. And they are also
Yeah.
going to be teaching us a lot of things because they're not losing their memory as they come in now.
They're
Yeah.
not programmed either like we are.
Mm-mm.
Yeah. And when
No.
you were talking at 12 years old, they should have listened up. They should have listened.
Yeah, I think they were like freaked out. I was very intense as a child. It's like, well, obviously, this is not working the way you're saying.
I love it. But
Yeah, it
then,
was funny.
when there's always a simple way of doing things, though, isn't there?
Hmm.
And sometimes the best because it's less complicated, less indoctrination. There should be no pyramids. There should be nobody in charge. And I think
No.
that's really where all this has come. And there was 5 women that were all Libra. We don't want
Hmm.
anyone in charge. And I'm heading it up, but I'm not. Like you've got to do. I'm so excited to hear about all the passions that Step Into Your Power has got.
Yes.
Dad can't.
Yes. Yeah, we would love to see you guys there because it's really a beautiful community. Yeah. And it's free. So,
Yeah. Thank you.
yeah.
Thank you, honey. That's amazing.
Hmm.
Oh.
Thank you. This was so much fun.
Yeah.
And I'm really excited about all the things that are getting ready to happen. And we're kind of in the middle of them. We're at the beginning of really manifesting them in. And that's why the outside is starting to fall. And it's every single day there's a new thing that comes
Mm.
out that's like, oh, yeah, well, this has been exposed or this is happening. And I saw today that Ireland has actually created a basic income for artists.
Interesting.
Yeah. So that's a clue. that'll
Wow.
be for everybody in the future, but they're doing something beautiful there and they've started it. And art and music and dance and all the things that have to do with creativity, those are going to be
Ah,
the big focus in the future.
they
Yep.
are absolutely art and science. I mean, science is kind of like it's starting to catch up, isn't it, with the ethereal world or the spiritual world. It
Yeah.
really is starting to, but it's not quite there. But we will be able to bridge the gap very soon. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Kind of
But it
like
is,
quantum science.
yes, yes,
Yeah.
exactly. Because and it is because thought makes a difference to the outcome of something, you
Hmm.
know.
Huge.
So be careful which funnel we're creating and
Yeah.
let the sun shine.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yes. Be shiny. Love it.
shiny, shiny. Anyway, I'm going to
Thank
send one
you.
of these to Honey. Which color would you like, Honey?
I like the yellow.
Do you?
Yeah. Yeah.
I'll send you a yellow
So
sunshine one.
fun. Yeah. And my crystal ball will sit in it.
I love it. I love it.
Yeah.
Yay.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you
Thank
so
you.
much. That is
Thank
it's
you.
such a dream, isn't it? That we live in this dream and when we create our own reality. And it's yeah. I love this
Yeah.
world actually. Heaven is a place on earth. I mean, was it Belinda Carlisle that sang that?
I don't know, but it's true. I mean, we never left heaven.
No.
We just have all these constructs that we've been paying too much attention to. So they're all
Mm.
falling apart.
Yay.
Yeah.
And to free our own soul and to have the trauma
Mhm.
therapy and to work through that has
Oh, yeah.
that's created all my magic, all of it. Because I surrendered, and
Mhm.
that is such a joy because yeah, all the magical possibilities that came from it, and I was able to help, like this is a etheric capacitor and we do cloud busting and we help tornadoes and storms, but we also help people with it, because
Yeah.
we call it a translator because it translates our intentions, but who would have thought that I would have magnetized that?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's amazing right now. It's
Yeah.
amazing. Enjoy the good things. Like there's so many of them.
Yeah.
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 Thank you,
And if
Rachel.
Yeah, it's a pleasure. And if people are struggling money wise as well, maybe I can help with some discount as well. But I would just love to help. And we've been sending them out recently for free for people with scoliosis, people that have curved backs, because I mean I can't think of anything that would be more debilitating. I mean, Hippocrates said be careful for the spine, for it is the cause of most disease. So we have been sending them out for free for people. And if they are abroad, then we can help a little bit with a post. Um, but yeah, it's just magical to help more people. And I'm grateful to be able to do that. So thank you.
Beautiful. Thank you.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we're really happy that we got to chat today and we love you guys. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, we
Thank
love
you.
you. Thank you. Share the love.
Bye.
Hasta la vista.